Now, I want to get your take lastly about natural bodybuilding, right? There's organizations that test for steroids, and they preach the health aspect of bodybuilding, right? Because obviously, when we look at other organizations, right, it's not so much about health. It's really a professional sport, so people know what they're doing. You know what I mean? It's their passion. It's a sport. It's the way they make the money. So I understand all that. Now, how do you feel about natural bodybuilding organizations, and do you feel like people will actually want to see more of natural bodybuilding?
Perhaps there are some people that they do not abuse, they do not want to abuse steroids, and they want to make it in a healthier way. Of course, they know that being natty is not as impressive, being jacked, and juiced up. Perhaps there are also some other guys with low potential and poor genetics that they want to compete in supposed natty competitions against other guys at lower levels. Personally, I have consulted some people that won natty competitions, naturals, but they were already using some drugs in the off season. Actually, they were the drugs that we use during cutting phase that are released, that they clear the system fast.
So they were cheating. Technically.
Yeah, it was cheating, definitely, yes. It doesn't sell that much, It's really more romantic. The point is that it doesn't sell that much to who's gonna pay a ticket to go see some Beach Boys, of the '60s, for instance, or just only their relatives.
So you would not want to see natural bodybuilding, you personally?
It's not the hardcore that brings the massive audience,
It's not necessarily the classic beauty of the body, but it's really the next level. That's what attracts people to watch bodybuilding. Something completely out of this world, Would you agree with that? Because some people also said the classic physique was introduced because Men's Open got out of control. You know what I mean? So they brought that back. You know what I mean? So yeah. What's the real situation here?
Yes, this was a more mainstream, the classic bodybuilding, or the physique, in order to attract some people who are not so hardcore. The point is, the sold out for the Olympia is about the mass monster.
One of the biggest debates in the film is that whether those guys are also cheating, but they just claim to be natural. Is it true that, let's say, if you take, like you mentioned, steroids, some kind of steroids, or off season, and then you stop taking it before the competition for a certain amount of time, yes, and you take a urine test, you'll pass it?
Yes, according to the HAF. However, the modern ways of anti-doping measure the metabolizers of those drugs. So this is more complicated. Now, in the 80s, this was what they were doing, and of course through urine, not blood work. And frankly, the muscularity in those competitions is really low. It's like a physique, and there's no serious conditioning.
That's how mainstream people see you cheating. Do you agree or disagree with that statement?
I don't think so, because listen, it's cheating when it's Olympics, if it's IOC, for instance, or is WADA USADA, because it's unethical. The point is, the whole society cheats with Viagra, marijuana, cocaine, benzos, caffeine. Okay, so why somebody who wants to improve his self-esteem, his relationship, either his sexual performance or his performance at the work, shouldn't use something for his own shake? It's a right to do. It's a legal right in Greece, at least. And nobody tells you not to smoke, not to drink, and not to take some drugs. But I think you should do it under the supervision of an open-minded and educated physician. It's hypocritical saying that steroids cheat in the gym rat guys,